Dr. Maya Rodriguez stood at the window of her underground laboratory, gazing at a holographic display that showed what no one else was supposed to see. 12 massive vessels hung in high Earth orbit, their crystalline structures refracting starlight in ways that should have made them invisible to human detection technology. Should have. They're still maintaining the same patrol pattern, she said, adjusting the quantum resonance filters that pierced through the alien sophisticated cloaking technology. 3 months now, and they haven't deviated by more than a few kilometers. Admiral James Cooper stepped closer to the display, his weathered face illuminated by the soft blue glow of the hologram. Overconfidence, he remarked, a slight smile playing at the corners of his mouth. They're so certain of their technological superiority that they don't even consider the possibility we can see them. The facility, buried deep beneath the Atacama Desert, was one of dozens scattered across the globe, hidden from the watchful eyes above. To the Meridians, as Earth's intelligence services had designated them, the surface of the planet showed only what humanity wanted them to see, a patchwork of nations still struggling with fossil fuels, political divisions, and conventional weapons technology. Maya's quantum detection grid told a different story. We're picking up some interesting energy signatures from their propulsion systems, she said, bringing up a new set of readings. Dr. Patel's team in Singapore thinks they've cracked the basics of their FTL drive. We might actually be ahead of them in some areas. Let's hope we never have to find out, Cooper replied, though they both knew hope had little to do with their preparations. How's Project Echo coming along? Maya switched the display to show a massive underground complex being constructed beneath the Pacific Ocean. On schedule. The quantum shielding is holding perfectly, they have no idea we're building it. When it's complete, we'll have a fully operational underwater city that can house and launch our new fleet. The fleet. Sometimes Maya still couldn't believe how far humanity had come in the decades since they'd first detected the Meridian observers. While the aliens watched Earth's surface with their sophisticated sensors, humanity had quietly leaped forward centuries in technological development, spurred by the very real possibility that they weren't alone in the universe. Director Walsh is on the line, announced the AI assistant, its voice emanating from nowhere in particular. Priority message from Washington. A moment later, Director Catherine Walsh's hologram appeared in the room with them. Despite the early hour in D.C., she looked alert and focused. We've detected a change in their behavior, she said without preamble. The Meridian ships are powering up some new systems we haven't seen before. Weapons? Cooper asked, straightening. No, looks more like communication arrays. Dr. Rodriguez, are you seeing this? Maya was already analyzing the new data streams. Yes, massive power surge in their quantum band transmitters. They're sending a lot of data back to wherever they came from. Our linguistics team has made progress on their encryption, Walsh continued. From what we can decode, they're recommending direct contact with Earth. They think we're reaching a critical development stage that requires their intervention. Cooper's smile grew slightly wider. Right on schedule. They've watched us long enough to think they understand us. Time to implement Phase 2? Walsh nodded. The President has authorized Operation Looking Glass. Dr. Rodriguez, is your team ready? Maya pulled up another set of displays, showing the culmination of years of preparation. When the Meridians finally revealed themselves, humanity would put on the performance of a lifetime. Every nation had its role to play in the carefully choreographed dance of apparent surprise, fear, awe, and political discord that would follow first contact. We're ready, Maya confirmed. The quantum mimicry systems are in place. When they scan us with their advanced sensors, they'll see exactly what they expect to see, a species just beginning to grasp quantum mechanics, not one that's already mastered it. Perfect, Walsh said. Because according to our latest decrypts, they're planning to make their presence known within the next 48 hours. They'll probably choose a major population center for maximum impact. Cooper moved to a different display, checking the status of Earth's hidden defenses. All military assets are prepared to act appropriately surprised and overwhelmed. The public has been subtly prepared through years of science fiction and speculation about alien life. Everyone knows their part. Maya felt a moment of pride in what humanity had accomplished. While the Meridians watched from above, believing themselves hidden and superior, humanity had quietly built something unprecedented, a global cooperation so secret that even their watchers hadn't noticed it. Remember, Walsh said, when they arrive, we need to maintain absolute discipline. Every demonstration of their technology, every test they put us through, every piece of advanced knowledge they share, we act amazed but not too amazed. Learn, but not too quickly. We need them to keep underestimating us. And if they turn out to be hostile? Cooper asked the question they'd all considered countless times. Then they'll learn what humanity is truly capable of, Maya said quietly, watching the massive ships drift silently above their world. But let's hope it doesn't come to that. The best victory is the one where your opponent never realizes there was a fight at all. As the meeting concluded and the holograms faded, Maya returned to her work. Soon, the Meridians would make their grand entrance, believing they were bringing enlightenment to a primitive species. They would never suspect that their arrival was already part of humanity's plan, that their every move would be analyzed, their every technology studied, their every weakness catalogued. Above, the alien ships continued their patrol, their crews confident in their invisibility, unaware that they were the ones being watched. In less than 2 days, the greatest performance in human history would begin. Maya only hoped they could maintain the deception long enough to determine whether these visitors from the stars would be friends or foes. In the depths of the facility, klaxons began to sound. Maya's quantum sensors had detected something new, the Meridian ships were moving. First contact was coming sooner than expected. The game was about to begin. Dr. Kai Zhang stood in the heart of Facility Omega, deep beneath the Himalayas, surrounded by technology that shouldn't exist. At least, not according to the Meridian's intelligence reports. The massive quantum computing array hummed around him, its crystalline processors pulsing with an ethereal blue light that reminded him of the alien ships above. Running final simulation now, he announced to the assembled team. Colonel Diana Walsh, no relation to the director, stood beside him, her keen eyes fixed on the holographic display that filled the center of the room. Around them, dozens of scientists and military personnel held their breath. The simulation showed a Meridian vessel, every detail perfect thanks to months of covert observation. As they watched, a beam of coherent energy, their latest breakthrough in quantum weaponry, struck the ship's shields. For a moment, nothing happened. Then the shield frequencies destabilized, creating a momentary window of vulnerability. Their quantum shielding operates on a triphasic resonance pattern, Kai explained, his fingers dancing through the hologram to highlight key points. We couldn't crack it until we realized they're still using linear quantum progression. They never considered that someone might approach quantum mechanics from a completely different direction. Colonel Walsh nodded, her military bearing softened slightly by a smile. And because they're so convinced of their technological superiority, they won't expect us to have weapons that can penetrate their defenses. How soon can we begin production? The prototype facility in Antarctica is already online, Kai replied, pulling up another display showing a vast underground complex carved into the ice. We can have enough units to arm our entire hidden fleet within 2 weeks. The real challenge was miniaturizing the technology. The original prototype was the size of a building. At that moment, a priority alert flashed across their screens. Captain Lisa Okoro, their orbital operations specialist, appeared in holographic form. The Meridians are moving, she reported, her voice tight with controlled excitement. All 12 ships have broken orbit. They're heading for major population centers. Right on schedule, Colonel Walsh said, immediately shifting into operational mode. All stations, implement Protocol Omega. This is not a drill. Around the facility, hidden machinery hummed to life. Quantum sensors adjusted their frequencies, weapon systems powered up while remaining carefully concealed, and communication networks switched to their highest security protocols. Similar scenes played out in secret installations across the globe. Dr. Zhang, Walsh continued, your team has 15 minutes to secure all sensitive research. When the Meridians arrive, we need to look exactly as primitive as they expect us to be. Kai was already moving, his team working with practiced efficiency to activate their quantum camouflage systems. Years of preparation had led to this moment. Every piece of advanced technology would be hidden behind carefully crafted veils of quantum deception, showing the aliens exactly what they expected to see: outdated computers, primitive weapons, and rudimentary quantum research that was decades behind their actual capabilities. In another part of the facility, Colonel Walsh coordinated with military commands worldwide. Remember, she instructed, when they appear, all armed forces are to respond according to Protocol Omega. Conventional weapons only, predetermined response patterns. We need to look disorganized and technologically inferior. Ma'am, one of her lieutenants called out, we're detecting quantum scanning beams from the Meridian vessels. They're doing a detailed survey of Earth's military capabilities. Walsh smiled. Good. Let them see what we want them to see. Are the quantum mirrors functioning properly? Yes, ma'am. They're reading exactly what our simulation predicted, a scattered collection of nation-states with primarily conventional military forces. The quantum camouflage is holding perfectly. Kai joined them at the Central Command Station, watching as the Meridian ships took up positions above major cities. It's fascinating, he mused. Their quantum scanning technology is impressive, but they're only looking for what they expect to find. They've never considered that someone might develop quantum mechanics along a different theoretical pathway than they did. Human ingenuity, Walsh replied. We've always been good at finding unexpected solutions. How's Project Prometheus coming along? Kai brought up a secure display showing another hidden facility, this one deep beneath the Pacific Ocean. Dr. Patel's team has successfully replicated their faster-than-light drive technology, but with significant improvements. We've managed to eliminate the quantum wake they haven't figured out how to deal with yet. A new alert flashed across their screens. The Meridian ships were powering up their communication arrays. First contact was imminent. All stations, Walsh announced, her voice carrying to every hidden facility worldwide, this is it. Years of preparation come down to this moment. Remember your training. Show only what we want them to see. Every surprised reaction, every moment of awe, every sign of technological inferiority must be perfect. Kai watched the alien ships positioning themselves above Earth cities, their crystalline structures are now visible to conventional sensors as they dropped their cloaking fields. The Meridians were about to discover a humanity that appeared divided, primitive, and vulnerable, exactly as planned. You know what's really ironic, he said to Walsh as they prepared for humanity's greatest performance. They've spent all this time studying us, convinced they understand humanity, but they missed our most fundamental trait, our ability to adapt and innovate. While they watched us from above, thinking they were hidden, we studied them right back. And we learned far more than they can imagine. The facility's speakers crackled to life with a transmission from the surface. The Meridians were broadcasting worldwide, their message beginning with the words everyone had been expecting, people of Earth, do not be afraid. In underground facilities, hidden cities, and secret bases around the world, humanity prepared to put on the performance of a lifetime. The Meridians were about to learn just a fraction of what humanity was capable of, carefully controlled glimpses that would reinforce their misconceptions while revealing nothing of humanity's true capabilities. Phase 2 of Operation Silent Thunder was about to begin. And deep beneath the Earth's surface, humanity's real power remained hidden, waiting for the moment it might be needed. The greatest deception in human history continued, and the Meridians never suspected they were the ones being tested. The United Nations General Assembly erupted into carefully choreographed chaos as the Meridian hologram materialized in the center of the chamber. Ambassador Elena Reyes gripped her podium, playing her role perfectly as the alien figure towered above them, a crystalline humanoid form that shimmered with internal light. "People of Earth," the being announced, its voice resonating through the chamber in flawless English, "I am High Observer Zenith of the Meridian Collective. We come in peace, to guide your species toward a greater destiny." In the secured bunker beneath the UN building, General Marcus Reynolds watched the performance unfold on quantum-enhanced displays. "Right on schedule," he muttered, checking the readings from the hidden sensors throughout the chamber. "They're scanning everything: structural composition, biological signatures, technology levels." "Let them look," Commander Aisha Patel replied, monitoring the quantum camouflage systems. "Everything they see reinforces what they expect: primitive projection technology, basic quantum sensors, and a room full of frightened humans." Above them, the diplomatic theater continued. The Chinese representative demanded immediate technological sharing. The Russian ambassador called for caution. The American delegate suggested forming a committee to study the implications. Each response had been carefully crafted to present humanity exactly as the Meridians expected: divided, hesitant, and technologically naive. High Observer Zenith raised his crystalline hands, the gesture calculated to appear both commanding and benevolent. "We understand your concerns. The Meridian Collective has guided many young species through this crucial developmental stage. We offer you our wisdom, our technology, and our protection." In hidden facilities around the world, quantum sensors recorded every nuance of the aliens' presentation. Dr. Victor Santos, leading the xenobiology team in Brazil's underground Amazon facility, watched in fascination. "Their bioelectric field contains quantum signatures we didn't detect from orbit," he reported through the secure network. "They're not just using technology, they've integrated it into their cellular structure." "Can we counter it?" General Reynolds asked. "Already working on it," Santos replied. "Their quantum integration is actually less sophisticated than what we've developed. They're still using linear progression patterns." The aliens proceeded with their carefully prepared presentation, displaying holograms of advanced technology that made the human observers gasp appropriately. Medical devices that could cure cancer. Clean energy systems that could replace fossil fuels. Defense shields that could protect cities from natural disasters. In her hidden laboratory beneath Mount Fuji, Dr. Yuki Tanaka smiled as she watched the demonstration. "Their medical technology is impressive," she commented to her team, "but notice the quantum resonance patterns? They're still using isolation-based healing. They haven't discovered cellular quantum entanglement therapy yet." The Meridians continued their display of technological superiority, each demonstration met with precisely calculated responses from the UN delegates. Some nations appeared eager to embrace the alien technology. Others expressed skepticism. A few even showed outright hostility. The apparent discord was a masterpiece of political theater. High Observer Zenith absorbed it all exactly as expected, his crystalline features showing what his species considered patience. "We understand your need for time to process this moment," he announced. "We will remain in orbit, ready to begin sharing our knowledge when you are prepared to receive it." As the alien hologram faded, the UN erupted into another round of carefully managed debate. In the bunker below, General Reynolds received a priority communication from Director Walsh in Washington. "Phase 3 is ready," she reported. The Meridians took the bait exactly as predicted. "They're already preparing their first test of our capabilities." "Let me guess," Reynolds replied, "they'll offer to demonstrate their medical technology on a carefully selected case." "Exactly. They've already identified a hospital in Geneva treating a patient with an advanced form of cancer. They'll offer to cure him tomorrow, demonstrating both their technological superiority and their benevolence." "Perfect." Reynolds smiled. Dr. Tanaka's team is ready with the quantum mimicry systems. When they scan the patient, they'll see exactly the cellular response patterns they expect from a species encountering their healing technology for the first time. In orbit, the Meridian ships maintain their positions above Earth's major cities, their crews confident in their role as advanced guardians preparing to guide a primitive species. Their sensors constantly scan the planet below, recording everything except what humanity didn't want them to see. Deep beneath the Pacific Ocean, in the hidden city of New Atlantis, Admiral James Cooper reviewed the latest intelligence with his command staff. The Meridians are following their standard contact protocols perfectly, he noted. Each demonstration, each test, each interaction is designed to reinforce their perceived technological superiority. And reveal more about their own capabilities, added Dr. Maya Rodriguez, now coordinating the Global Quantum Analysis Network. Every scan they perform, every piece of technology they demonstrate, gives us more data about their system's underlying architecture. How long do you think they'll maintain the observation phase? Cooper asked. Maya studied the behavioral analysis displays. Based on their patterns so far, I'd estimate 3 to 4 months. They'll gradually escalate their demonstrations, building up to what they consider their most impressive technologies. Then they'll make their offer of formal protection and guidance. And if we don't accept their offer on their terms? That's what we're preparing for, Maya replied quietly. But they're so convinced of their superiority, they don't believe we could possibly refuse. After all, what choice would a primitive species have when confronted with such advanced civilization? In the UN chamber above, the political theater continued. Nations argued about forming committees. Delegates made impassioned speeches about sovereignty and progress. Military forces around the world maintained their carefully choreographed state of alert. And deep beneath the surface, in hidden facilities across the globe, humanity continued preparing for every possible outcome. The Meridians thought they were testing humanity's readiness for galactic civilization. They never suspected that humanity was actually testing them. The greatest performance in human history was proceeding exactly as planned. Phase 3 of Operation Silent Thunder was underway, and the Meridians remained perfectly blind to the truth hiding beneath their feet. Dr. Marcus Henderson watched through quantum-enhanced sensors as the Meridian medical team prepared to demonstrate their healing technology. The patient, carefully selected by both sides for different reasons, lay in the Geneva hospital bed, monitored by dozens of conventional machines and hundreds of hidden quantum sensors. They're preparing to begin the procedure, he reported to the secure command center hidden beneath the hospital. Quantum camouflage is holding steady. All they can see is standard Earth medical equipment. Commander Elena Patel nodded, her attention focused on the deep scan readings of the Meridian technology. Their healing device is exactly what we predicted, a quantum resonance manipulator operating on triphasic frequencies. Notable that they haven't discovered multidimensional quantum healing yet. The alien device hummed to life, bathing the patient in a soft blue glow. The human medical staff played their roles perfectly, gasping in appropriate wonder as the patient's advanced cancer began to disappear. What the Meridians didn't notice was how every aspect of their technology was being analyzed, categorized, and compared to Earth's hidden medical capabilities. Interesting, Dr. Yuki Tanaka's voice came through the secure channel from her facility in Mount Fuji. They're still using directed quantum manipulation. They haven't realized you can achieve better results by establishing a quantum entanglement network throughout the patient's entire cellular structure. The demonstration concluded successfully, exactly as both sides had anticipated. The Meridians were satisfied with the humans' apparent amazement at their medical technology. The hidden sensors had gathered terabytes of valuable data about Meridian biotech. 3 days later, the aliens moved to their next test. High Observer Zenith stood before the UN Security Council, presenting their energy technology. This fusion reactor, he explained, his crystalline form shifting colors with pride, can power your entire city of New York without producing any waste. In the depths of the Rocky Mountain complex, Dr. Victor Santos monitored the reactor's quantum signature. Their fusion technology is impressive, he admitted to Admiral Cooper, but they're still using gravitational containment. They haven't discovered quantum boundary fields yet. How does it compare to our hidden facilities? Cooper asked. Our smallest power plant produces 10 times the energy with 1/3 the quantum signature. They're still thinking in three-dimensional spacetime. They haven't made the leap to quantum-folded space yet. The Meridian's tests continued over the next weeks. They demonstrated their weather control technology in the Sahara, creating rain in the desert. They showed off their agricultural enhancement systems, their water purification technology, their atmospheric processors. Each demonstration was met with carefully calculated wonder and appreciation from human observers. What the aliens didn't realize was that every test revealed more about their technological limitations. Every demonstration was a chance for humanity to analyze their capabilities, identify their blind spots, and compare their advancement to Earth's hidden technology. They're preparing for the defense systems demonstration, Commander Patel reported during the daily briefing. The secured quantum conference connected hidden facilities worldwide. They're going to show off their shield technology by having us fire our most advanced weapons at one of their ships. Dr. Henderson pulled up the latest analysis. They're expecting to see our conventional missiles, maybe some basic energy weapons. They have no idea we've developed quantum phase torpedoes that could pass right through their shields. Make sure they only see exactly what they expect, Admiral Cooper ordered. Basic missiles, perhaps one experimental energy weapon that's impressive but not too impressive. We need them to maintain their sense of superiority. The weapons demonstration went exactly as planned. Earth's military forces launched an array of conventional missiles at a Meridian vessel hovering over the Pacific. The alien ship's shields flared brilliant blue, effortlessly deflecting the attacks. The human military leaders responded with appropriate awe and concern. In her underground lab, Dr. Maya Rodriguez analyzed the shield frequencies. Classic quantum deflection matrix, she noted. They're still using single-phase quantum fields. They haven't discovered how to create multiphasic defensive layers yet. The Meridian's final test involved space technology. They invited a human delegation to visit one of their ships, carefully selecting areas to show their guests. The human representatives acted appropriately impressed by the alien vessel's capabilities, while hidden quantum sensors mapped every detail of its construction. Their artificial gravity is still mechanically generated, Dr. Kai Zhang reported from his facility beneath the Himalayas. They haven't mastered quantum gravity manipulation. Their life support systems use molecular filtration instead of quantum purification. Even their FTL drive is based on spacetime distortion rather than quantum tunneling. As the tests continued, humanity's hidden strength grew. Every demonstration, every scan, every interaction added to their understanding of Meridian technology. The aliens believed they were evaluating humanity's readiness for advanced technology. They never suspected that humanity was cataloging their weaknesses, analyzing their limitations, and preparing for any possibility. In the deep-sea facility of New Atlantis, Admiral Cooper reviewed the latest intelligence with his command staff. The Meridians are nearing the end of their testing phase, he announced. Soon they'll make their offer of protection and guidance. They'll expect us to be overwhelmed by their technological superiority, grateful for their benevolent oversight. And if we decline? Commander Patel asked, though they all knew the answer. Based on their behavioral patterns, they'll likely attempt to force the issue, Dr. Henderson replied. They truly believe they're doing what's best for us. They can't conceive of the possibility that we might have surpassed them in some areas. Then we maintain the deception, Cooper decided. Let them think their tests are proving their superiority. Let them believe we're just another primitive species in need of their guidance. Because if they do try to force their protection upon us. He left the sentence unfinished, but everyone understood. Throughout the hidden facilities, humanity's real technology hummed quietly, waiting. The quantum ships in their underground hangars, the advanced weapon systems in their mountain bunkers, the true extent of human achievement remained concealed. The Meridians thought they were testing humanity. They never suspected that humanity had already passed their test, and was preparing for one of their own. High Observer Zenith's patience had finally run out. The crystalline being stood before the United Nations General Assembly, its internal lights pulsing with barely contained frustration. 3 months of careful observation, demonstration, and testing had led to this moment. People of Earth, the alien's voice resonated through the chamber, no longer hiding its tone of superiority. We have shown you but a fraction of what the Meridian Collective can offer. Yet you continue to debate and delay. The time for discussion is over. You will accept our guidance and protection, or we will be forced to impose it for your own good. In the quantum-shielded bunker beneath the UN building, Admiral James Cooper exchanged glances with Director Walsh. They're right on schedule, he noted. Exactly as the behavioral analysis predicted. All stations, Walsh broadcast through the secure quantum network, Operation Silent Thunder is now active. Prepare for Phase Omega. Around the world, in deep ocean bases, mountain bunkers, and underground cities, humanity's hidden technology hummed to life. Quantum generators powered up, advanced weapon systems came online, and sophisticated shields activated while remaining perfectly concealed. Above the assembly, Zenith continued his speech, unaware of the activity beneath the surface. We have positioned our fleet around your major population centers. We will now demonstrate why resistance would be. He paused for effect, inadvisable. The Meridian ships above Earth cities began powering up their weapon systems, preparing to deliver a demonstration of overwhelming force that would convince humanity to submit to their guidance. They never got the chance. Dr. Maya Rodriguez, now stationed in the Global Command Center deep beneath the Pacific, activated the quantum detection grid. All Meridian vessels are in position, she reported. Their weapons are charging, shields at maximum. They still haven't detected any of our defensive systems. Execute Phase Omega, Admiral Cooper commanded. Around the planet, hidden quantum transmitters activated simultaneously. A wave of invisible energy swept across the globe, passing through the Meridian ships' shields as if they didn't exist. Suddenly, every piece of alien technology, from their massive vessels to their personal devices, simply stopped working. In the UN chamber, Zenith's holographic form flickered and died. The real Zenith, standing on his flagship's bridge, stared in disbelief as his ship's systems went dark. Emergency power kicked in, but none of their advanced technology responded. Impossible, he whispered, his crystalline form clouding with confusion. Their quantum development is decades away from this level of technology. That's where you're wrong, a new voice announced. Director Walsh stood from her seat in the assembly, addressing not just Zenith but all the Meridian ships. Their own communication systems might be down, but Earth's hidden quantum network worked perfectly. We detected your ships 3 years before you began actively observing us, she continued. We've been studying your technology, analyzing your capabilities, and preparing for this moment ever since. Everything you've seen of Earth's development has been exactly what we wanted you to see. Around the planet, hidden facilities began revealing themselves. The ocean floor shifted as massive doors opened, revealing advanced vessels rising from underwater bases. Mountainsides shimmered and disappeared, showing vast hangars filled with ships incorporating technology the Meridians had never seen. In orbit, hundreds of previously invisible satellites became visible, their quantum camouflage dropping to reveal Earth's true orbital defense network. The Meridian ships found themselves surrounded by technology that shouldn't have existed. This is how humanity develops, Dr. Kai Zhang's voice joined the broadcast from his Himalayan facility. Not through peaceful unity, but through the drive to survive. When we detected your presence, it united us in secret. While you watched our surface activities, we built something unprecedented beneath. Commander Elena Patel, now aboard humanity's flagship rising from the Pacific, continued the explanation. Every test you conducted, every demonstration you performed, every scan you made showed us more about your technological capabilities. We've had years to analyze your strengths, understand your weaknesses, and develop countermeasures. The Meridian ships hung powerless in orbit as Earth's true fleet took position around them. Dr. Marcus Henderson's voice came next, tinged with professional curiosity. Your quantum technology is impressive, but linear. You never considered approaching it from different angles. While you mastered single-phase quantum mechanics, we explored multidimensional applications. Your shields are powerful against conventional weapons, but useless against quantum-phase torpedoes. In the UN chamber, Director Walsh stood proudly. We are not the primitive species you thought we were. We've matched or exceeded your capabilities in many areas. The question now is not whether we're ready to join galactic civilization, but whether you're ready to accept us as equals. High Observer Zenith, watching through his ship's few functioning sensors as Earth's advanced fleet surrounded his vessels, finally understood. They had come to guide what they thought was a developing species, only to find that humanity had already evolved beyond their expectations. You deceived us, he managed, his voice mixing anger and admiration. We survived, Admiral Cooper corrected him. We saw a potential threat and prepared accordingly. Now we offer you a choice. You can leave Earth space and return with a new proposal, one based on mutual respect and equal partnership. Or he left the threat unspoken. Around the Meridian ships, Earth's fleet powered up weapons the aliens had never seen before. Technology that shouldn't have existed. Capabilities they couldn't match. In that moment, High Observer Zenith learned what countless others throughout history had discovered. Humanity's greatest strength wasn't their technology or their unity or their determination, though they had all of these in abundance. It was their ability to adapt, to innovate, to take what others thought impossible and make it reality. While the Meridians watched from above, believing themselves superior, humanity had quietly surpassed them. The age of preparation was over. The time of deception had ended. Now, humanity would take its place among the stars, not as a species to be guided, but as one to be reckoned with. Operation Silent Thunder had succeeded beyond all expectations. The thunder had struck, and the galaxy would never be the same.